This is episode 112 of the Arts Academy podcast with Victor Varnado and Roxxy Haze. How to leverage your career.
All right. Welcome to the Arts Academy, everybody. It is Dean Victor Varnado, and I'm here with Headmistress Roxxy Haze. How's it going, Roxy?
What up, baby? It's going well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a bunch of good news recently, and that's probably what we're going to talk about today on the show.
Awesome.
I mean, as you know, one of the things that I've been doing for many years, and one of the reasons why I started this show is because, I did start the show in the pandemic. I was bored. Okay, but here's the reason that what the show is about I'm blending things that I'm learning as an entrepreneur with my comedy career and just my general career of craziness. And so one of the things that I used to do, basically a show that I used to do, it got funding. Okay. Not like a huge amount of money, but it got enough money so that we can actually try to make some moves and make the show like a real thing. Okay. So it's a show I did is called NYC Talent Show. And what I want to talk about today on this episode is I want to talk about the plan. Okay. So because this is an opportunity for me, I've never done this before. But if you're in the position where you have something and someone's going to give you a little money to do something that is, and I'm going to say this, okay? The show is nonsense. All right. So someone is giving me money to make more nonsense. Okay. And I'm going to try to turn that nonsense into a business. So let's talk about the plan. Okay.
That should be the title of the episode instead.
What should be the title?
How to get money to make nonsense.
Well, I don't know the answer to that. Oh. I lucked out in this case, but I'm going to make the most of it. Okay, and so here's the plan. And let me talk about the show first. I'll tell you what the show is, and then we'll talk about the plan to turn the show into a money-making venture. All right? Okay, so the show is called NYC Talent Show. And it is a show that has been in one form or another in New York for like 15, 20 years. Like it started all the crew who are familiar with it, the original version of it, were at Bowery Poetry Club. And there was also a lot of surf reality stuff around there. It was just a lot of performance artists. A lot of crazy people came out of that world too. Like a lot of big comedians used to just hang out at the show. Like Jim Gaffigan hung out at the show all the time. And Jonathan Ames, do you know that writer? He's the writer. They made an HBO series based on this guy's life, the one where I think Jason Schwartzman played a detective. Yeah, that's about the writer Jonathan Ames.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah, because in his real life I think he put up a Craigslist ad and started being a detective, an unlicensed private detective for people. Yeah. So everybody who hangs out there, like they love art. Okay. They're very arty farty. And so NYC Talent Show in its current form, this is how I run the show. It's an open stage. You throw your name in a bucket. Okay. And then your name gets pulled out of the bucket. Then you get to sign up. And when you sign up, you perform for 5 minutes or less. And then whatever you do, I just pay you $5. And so it's free to the performers. You just come in and perform, and then you, pay $5 I pay you $5. That's it. That's the show. So it's nonsense. It's a money loser normally, but here's what I'm going to do. Okay. So I host the show with, Madame Bouge, I would describe her as a sex clown, I guess she's very PG-13.
It's like burlesque, light burlesque.
Light burlesque clown. Yes, that's how I would describe Madame Bouge.
She's funny.
Yeah, she is. She's super funny. And so I host the show with her, and here's how I plan to make it a money-making venture. You know what is interesting? I'm going to show you I had a business pitch for it. Okay. I'm going to bring it up on screen. Hold on a second.
Ooh. Okay.
I can show you the exact plan of how we're going to make money with NYC Talent Show. This is really funny. And now this is also something interesting. So NYC Talent Show is it's nonsense, but also I've learned how to do business pitch decks. So I took this nonsense and squeezed it into a business pitch deck.
Yes, I will say if it's in a pitch deck, people take it seriously. I think learning how to do a pitch deck has probably been one of the most beneficial things I've learned over the past like 3 or 4 years. I've gotten a lot of money just because I put it in a pitch deck. Put it in a pitch deck, people. If it's in a pitch deck, then it's real. Bars.
All right, so here we go. So we're going to talk about this pitch deck. I'm just going to make sure that I'll have to look at the pages and make sure there's nothing that I don't want to show people, nothing private. But I mean, I'm not sex private, but I'm just saying like finance private. You know.
Yeah, like y'all don't need to be in my pocket.
Exactly. All right, so okay, so this is the pitch deck, and this is a picture that a fan of NYC Talent Show made. Like a person who made, and this is like a lot of the original people who used to do NYC Talent Show. And as you can see, there's me. I'm wearing a toque. The hat that I'm wearing is a toque, and what I'm doing is I made a Tron costume out of masking tape, so that's why there's tape all over me. And I was hosting the show like that.
Of course you were.
Okay, here's another picture of me hosting the show as a bloody clown. I mean, not a bloody clown, but a bloody cow. So I'm in a cow costume, and I had blood all over my udders, and I was like, had blood all over my face.
What were you doing though?
I was hosting the show.
You were just hosting the whole show as a bloody clown?
Yeah,
bloody cow.
I would just show up at the show and host in crazy outfits. Okay, and this is like Kristen Shaw, Hannibal Buress, Andrew WK. They've all like been on the show. Anyway, so then here's the plan to make the show a thing. Sorry, this is an old trailer for it. I'm not going to show the full trailer. But here's a plan to make the show a thing. What I want to do is I want to turn the show into like an off-Broadway show like Blue Man Group. Okay? So I want to do the exact same thing that I was doing, just letting people, some of them good performers, some of them crazy people, and having pros drop in once in a while. I want to turn that show into like the Blue Man Group, of New York. I want to make it a thing that people come to try and be on NYC Talent Show in New York. Okay, that's what I want to do. That's the plan.
That's the goal.
Okay, and this is how we're gonna make money. Okay, see the pile of money that I put on this deck. This deck is really fun because like when it's just me pitching my own ideas, I'm just like, I'm just gonna do what I want.
And it's super straight to the point too. There's not a lot. You're like, earn money, pay the masses, do that, do this.
Yeah.
As we make money, we pay artists more money. Yes.
Okay. So here's and you can see where we're gonna spend the money. Okay, so here's how we're gonna make money. So first of all, we're going to do ticket sales for the show. So people who perform on the show, who put your name in the bucket, you get in for free. But then other people who are just kind of like looky-loos, we're going to like charge them to see the actual live show. That's how it becomes like that's how it becomes like a thing where tourists are going to come and seeing like what crazy people are about to do this show, because anybody who puts their name in the bucket is going to get in for free. Okay. And then we'll only take a certain amount of names in the bucket. So every show, you get to the show, you put your name in the bucket, and you get in for free. That's it. And then in fact, it's probably going to be an email sign up so that we can collect emails of all the performers. So they sign up by email, we collect those emails, et cetera, et cetera. And because you building an email list is super valuable, and I can tell you about that later, but we're going to do that on top at the beginning of the show. Okay, so number 2, we're going to do e-commerce and merch. So we're spending money on marketing. We're definitely doing that. So if you spend money on marketing, eventually people are going to be like, hey, we like whatever you are. I'll buy a hat. We can sell hats and stuff at every show. If we are going to have like shows like forever, okay, like we're going to try to make this thing a thing that's forever. Like there's going to be an attraction. We should start selling T-shirts and hats right now, because tourists are going to come through and buy it, because we're going to aim at tourists as the main audience. Okay. Okay. Then, next we are going to have a Patreon. And so what the Patreon is going to do is people Patreons, we're gonna go for like the cheapest possible thing possible for the Patreon, like however, like if it's like $1 a month, like that's what we're gonna do. That's the only level that we're gonna have. And the reason that people are gonna give to the Patreon is, number one, they will be able to see it online, live streamed. Okay. So like they'll be able to see it happen live. Okay. But then number two, they know, and that's for all over the world. Okay. So like as tourists are coming to this thing, they're going to be telling their friends, hey, Schlauska in Germany, hey, will you, you can watch me live perform on this thing. Tell your friend, and she'll tell your friend Schlauska in Germany. Schlauska will log in for the absolute cheapest thing. And then I think a lot of those people will just keep their Patreons going, because what we're going to do is we're going to take half the profits from NYC Talent Show, and we're going to, one, give people more than $5. Like when we start making profit, we're going to give people more than $5 every time they perform. And then number two, we are going to take part of that money, those profits, and fund people's projects, and also, but not just fund them, but set them up and teach them how to make money with their projects, just like I'm trying to do with NYC Talent Show right now. Okay. And so, well, I'm gonna help people, like I'm gonna help artists make money with their art. Okay. And then here's the big thing, though, is YouTube monetization. So this is where we're spending the most money. What we're going to do is we're going to, like on American Idol, when they have those packages around characters like, I came from Texas and I'm here singing out my heart out and blah, 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 blah. And then they go perform. That's what we're going to do over and over again with people who come to the show. So we'll shoot a little bit of them, and then we'll match that style, but it'll be NYC Talent Show. So it'll be somebody who'll be like, I came from wherever and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to go on stage and eat a whole apple without chewing it. Like whatever happens at the NYC Talent Show, because that's what people do all the time. And then those are going to be our YouTube videos. Okay. And our shorts and all that stuff. And we're going to put money into just growing the YouTube channel until it has like millions and millions of followers, which is also going to fuel people coming to the show.
Okay.
That's
smart.
The plan. That's the plan. What do you think?
Sounds smart. I mean, you got everything covered. I did have a question. So tourists are the main target because of the YouTube, or just the sharing it Patreon stuff, or just
I want a ever replenishing audience that's always going to come. So so like I think, yes, we can make it a New York staple, and which it will be. But on top of that, I wanted to make it a New York staple, and then something that tourists come to, because I want the tourists for two reasons. One, tourists will come to the show, and then they'll go back wherever they're from, and then spread the word of the show, and their friends will watch them if they go on stage. That's one thing. And then number two, that's also going to help blow up the YouTube channel, because it's going to be worldwide when people are going to see themselves on the show. And as long as I really focus on making that content kick ass, then we're good.
No, makes sense.
All right. Well, yeah, and then this part of the thing is where I talk about how we're going to, money's going to go to artist projects and stuff like that. And that's basically it. And then I also throw in the name of my production company and say that I've done some cool stuff. And that's it.
Let's make some fart.
Yeah, I put let's make some fart at the end because the whole, one of the big things about NYC Talent Show is like everybody loves art, but also we don't take art incredibly seriously. So let's make some farts. So that's exactly my pitch deck, and it got me money. So there.
You're making some fart, huh? That's good. So pretty much this was something that you already did. What made you decide to like put more into it? Because I know you said you did it a while ago, and then I remember during the pandemic, like we were doing it on live stream. So what kind of made you want to run it back?
Well, the reason is because of the investor. Okay, so the investor. Well, I'm sorry. So here's the thing. This happened. So remember I said how I lucked out?
Mhm.
Okay. I made the pitch deck after the investor told me they were giving me the money.
Oh, damn.
So the investor, I'm not gonna say her name because I don't know if she wants to be public or not, but I love you. I'm gonna say that. Anyway, so but I will say this. So she actually came to me because she liked the old show and knew like the old crowd, and she just wanted it to happen again. And she happened to have the resources to make it happen. And she was like, basically, I'll give you money to revive the show if you want to revive the show. And I was like, I do want to revive the show. And then she said, let's do it. But then I made the pitch for her afterwards because I'm thinking in my mind, I'm just like, oh, well, first of all, thank you. And I want to show you that I will have a real plan for the show. You know, I'm not just going to take your money and just like not have a plan. And she didn't ask for it, but I was just like, I want to show that like I'm 100% in and thank you.
Yeah, so just a certain level of professionalism that you want to have. How do you get investors? Okay,
No,
well,
it's not about professionalism. It's about just like being a person. I'm just like, hey, you believe in this? I believe in it. I'm going to show you that I
what it
really
is.
am thinking about it.
How do you get investors interested? Just period, or like, what do you suggest to get people to get investors interested in the stuff that they're doing?
Well, the truth is that investors are very different, and they're interested in different things. And people will invest in things that they're interested in. So depending on what you do, you got to find the right match. Some investors are only interested in making money, not most, but some are. And so those investors, you just have to be making money or about to be making money, and then they're down. But then there are a lot of investors who have very specific things that they like. Like in the tech world, I've met like very different people that I meet in the entertainment world that are investors. So like it's a very different thing. Um, although one thing is the same is that if you know like whatever world you're in, if you can show and know that like you can make money on top of it, it's easy. It's very, very easy to get money if you need it.
Do most of the time do investors want their money back, or are they just like, here's money, have it?
Well, most investors do want their money back. Yes. People what are you talking about?
Well, sometimes people will just be like, here's money.
No, I get it. And then there are some investors who do want their money back, but they're like a little bit more lax with that money. Because I have an investor, he's like very well off, and he has like friends and family money that he started me out. He started me out on friends and family money and has like invested on multiple projects that I've been working on. But like he has a friends and family account that he's just like, this is money that's I'm gonna make it a little easier for people to get it, you know? And then he just has it specifically for that because he just wants to help people that he likes, which is awesome. And then another type of investor are investors who are kind of like, at least that I encounter, patrons of the arts, where they're just like, you're an artist. And if you run into a person that is a patron of the arts and you have like a little bit of business acumen, like you look like you know what you're doing just a little bit, they'll help you like a lot. If they like believe in just like the sake of art, and on top of it, you've got like a little bit of business sense, they will definitely help you.
Interesting. Okay. That's all my questions.
Well, there it is, everybody. So we haven't relaunched the website. The old website's up, which is crappy. So we'll have to fix that very soon. But if you want to get involved in NYC Talent Show, because we're going to try to make it a national phenomenon, reach out to me in any way on any platform. I'd love to hear about it. It's one of the things that I care about the most right now because it's ridiculous fun.
Yeah.
All right. So that is this episode of the Arts Academy podcast. Remember, we teach you everything about the mechanics of the entertainment industry, and I'm really excited about this NYC Talent Show thing. I hope that we don't later go back to like future episodes where it's like, you know, the show's dying and then like, you know, we just chronicle the demise of everything that's even connected to it.
We'll just delete it. They don't even know.
We'll see what happens, everybody. Here we go.
Make sure to follow us on everything Arts Academy. And if you have any suggestions for future episodes, let us know in the comments. We like to know what y'all want to talk about. And y'all can see more at artsacademy.com. I forget it every week, but yeah, artsacademy.com.
You can find us at artsacademypodcast.com.